Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Story Archives, where we talk about all things related to TV and film. And today, we got a special episode for you guys. We're calling it our Halloween special, where we're going to dive into all sorts of sort of general questions, this or that, all sorts of scenarios. So let's get into it. I'm your host, Mario Busto, alongside
the other host, Zachary Newton. Welcome back.
All right, Zach, after many attempts at that intro, we have finally started today. This is something we've been wanting to do all month, which is kind of do a little something a little different from what we usually do, which is more related to TV series and giving commentary on that. But we wanted to bring something special for all of y'all getting into the Halloween spirit. And we've got literal spirits here. Zach, you got your old fashioned ready here today?
I do have my old fashioned ready, sir.
I'm using the rest of my Rough Riders bourbon for this old fashioned. I got the last, I don't know how many ounces that is, but we got like maybe a 1 ounce extra there. So
that's good. It's a good strong drink for a good strong man, right?
Yeah, it should get a little bit loose in this episode because of this. I mean, as it is, it took me longer than usual to record some takes. I had to hide your face, so I had to stop laughing while we started this. But yeah, we got a bunch of stuff today. We're going to go through some categories on scariest movies, the top villains, post-traumatic stress that we suffered because we saw some horror movies a little bit too young in our lives, and plenty of other stories. We got some special things to wrap up the show, and that we're gonna kind of just go category by category. What do you think about this whole?
I'm excited. It kind of brings me back to the days where we did the SASA Awards. So this is just it's almost like our Halloween version of that to some extent. But no, I'm excited for something a little festive, a little bit of a switch up. I also feel like I have to preface this whole episode by, if you hear screaming in the background, it's nothing serious. It's just a baby that doesn't want to sleep this afternoon. So yeah, there's something about the dark green paneling behind you that does lend itself to horror movie psychiatrist type of vibes. Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Like, I mean, most of my day, at work is consoling people and dealing with their own problems. So it fits, right? I got the lounging chair in the back, leather. Great. Okay. All
right. Well, I got some long lists here, and the one I wanted to kind of start this episode with is one that we got in our shared notes here, which is scariest movies that we've ever seen, plus the after effects of the movie and what it did to us. So we can do this one of two ways. I'm going to ask you, or you can ask me, what your top. Do you want to do 10? Do you want to do 5? How do you want to approach this?
I want to do top 5s. If we do 10, we'll be here till tomorrow.
Okay, I got a list on my personal list, and maybe I'm just, a scaredy cat, but I got like 15 on my list here. So I can narrow it to top 5, but we're going to kind of let's do something. We'll do our top 5, and then we'll compare it to AFI's top 5, which is the American Film Institute. They usually do a bunch of lists. Doesn't mean that they're the gospel on film, even though they have a pretty epic title of a name, but we'll kind of baseline it to something, right?
Yeah.
So without further ado, let's get into Zachary Newton. What are your top 5 scariest movies you've ever seen?
So you want to go in reverse order and just kind of count it down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1 being the scariest. You want to save that one for last?
1 is going to be the scariest, so you can go 5 first.
All right, so I'm gonna go with 5. I'm gonna be honest. It was, for some reason, this was like one of the harder categories for me to fill out. But number 5 for me was It. I think that movie was, I've never really been afraid of clowns or anything like that.
Okay,
but that movie has kind of gotten me into the, I guess the category of clown movies that make you terrified. So I like it, but at the same time, it was rather creepy. Like, you're always wondering if there's like this guy in the sewers. Like, if you watch that movie and then you go walking down the street, walk around, when I was a kid, I'd go and I'd walk around my neighborhood at night all the time. After watching that movie, you kind of start sprinting past any drain areas. So yeah, that's my number 5, man. What you got?
How old were you when you watched it, by the way?
Oh God, that is going to be one of the worst questions. I have no
Younger than 10?
Probably. Yeah.
All right. So far,
probably a little younger than 10. Yeah.
I got kind of an unorthodox list, but it's just the movies that I guess terrified me more than the rest for whatever reason. And I think I got maybe 2 and 3 switched up a little bit. And maybe there's all right, I'm a little undecided. It should really be a top 6 for me.
I'll let you throw in a bonus. How's that?
Okay, I'll do a bonus. Perfect. All right, number 5 for me, and it is what it is. I saw this movie and it just horrified me as a kid. Signs. M. Night Shyamalan, Mel Gibson, the Alien movie. It still holds up. I watched it recently. That movie. I couldn't. After I finished watching that movie, I got home. I could no longer shower with the curtain, like without peeking around the curtain. When I would put shampoo in my hair, I would have to hurry because I felt like while my eyes were closed, I was rinsing the shampoo out of my hair. That something was going to happen to me. I don't know what. I also felt oddly safe because water is like the kryptonite of those damn aliens in that movie. So I put Signs as number 5. Something about, Joaquin Phoenix watching the aliens, in little Spanish TV and the alien crossing the kid's birthday party till this day will get me. But I don't think it terrifies me as much today. But as a kid, yeah, it was pretty bad. So I'll put it number 5.
All right. That's actually a good one. I completely forgot about the movie. It did not make it into any of my lists. But
okay.
It was a good movie though. So I like that. All right. Yeah,
I'm going to say
it.
this is my list. A horror movie purist wouldn't put some of the movies I have on this, but go ahead.
I think there's going to be a lot of disagreements, but I'm super excited for that. And if you guys have other top 5s, drop them into a comment or a post or something. I'd love to kind of hear what they are.
Yeah, drop them in the comments and let us know what kind of PTSD you suffered after watching those movies. So, all right, Zach, what is your number 4 scariest movie of all time?
My number 4 is Hellraiser. Hellraiser, yeah.
I don't think I've watched Hellraiser.
There's 7 Hellraiser movies. It's crazy.
What's the premise?
God, I don't even know how to describe it to you, to be honest. There is this underworld demon guy. He's got pins and needles on his face and stuff.
Okay.
It's just it's a trip, right? It didn't really give me so much PTSD as Jesus. It just puts you in a weird mood, dude. It is it's like the tree of life, sort of just you're zonked out, just into this movie, watching it. But at the same time, it's just it's so dark and just
So you were more terrified by this
experimental,
by this needle face guy.
I mean, it's the whole atmosphere. It's the whole the whole world that exists inside of Hellraiser that I thought was just it was a little weird. It was a little creepy. I didn't like it.
Okay. All right. My number 4 scariest film. All right, this is the last one that is sort of only particular to me here.
Mm-hmm.
Toy Soldiers. Did you ever watch that movie?
It sounds so familiar, but I cannot think of it.
I don't know how old I was when this movie came out. Can you look up Toy Soldiers, the movie?
Yeah.
When did this thing release? The animated one.
The animated one.
Because there's a live action. Hold on. No, this wasn't animated. Yeah. Small Soldiers. My bad.
Small Soldiers.
Bruh.
That I really haven't heard.
1998. Okay. I was 6 years old when I watched this movie. The movie is about your toys coming to life and trying to kill you in your sleep.
So this is basically Sid from Toy Story.
This is Sid. This is Sid's room if the toys turned evil on Sid. Or this is actually Toy Story if the toys were trying to kill Andy. All right? I saw this movie far too young, and my parents, I don't know what they were thinking letting me watch this thing. But they also got me the toys of the evil soldiers, the Commando, whatever his name is, Commando Joe, whatever the hell this lead guy is. I had all the action figure of the evil ones, and then I had the good guy, which looked like some sort of centaur creature. Dude, I used to have to hide these toys in my freaking drawer as a kid, my underwear drawer, and I would look at them. And the reason it was that drawer is because it was the top drawer on the wardrobe. So I needed to make sure that I didn't see that cabinet even open a sliver while I was about to go to sleep. So Toy Soldiers, number 4.
All right, that's a pretty good one. So,
okay.
All right, my number 3. which is actually like one of the last ones I thought about, which is kind of funny. The Human Centipede.
Oh, that's the I know what that is. That's the one where everyone's like stapled to each other, like they're sewed to each other.
Yeah, it's just like a lot of ass to mouth. You know, it's
Interesting.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
never watched that. I never watched the Human Centipede.
The first one is worth watching.
You watched
the
multiple.
There's
Okay.
3 of them. The first
Okay.
one is worth watching. The second one is just like, man, you need to go like take a shower like twice through that movie. It's disgusting. The third one
So you sat through 3 Human Centipedes.
is just it like I thought the second one was fucked up. The third one, oh man, the third one is like there's like this guy that runs a prison and he gets inspired by the Human Centipede thing and does that to like 100 prisoners.
Oh, shit.
It's like and then I think he like ties them in a loop. So there's no head. It's just an endless loop.
I'm seeing like a common thread between your horror movies that are less. It is the only one that I can kind of understand. The others are just disgusting spectacles of things that you didn't like, gross images that seared themselves into your head. Probably.
Pretty much.
Okay. All right. This is where it gets a little tricky for me, and this is kind of where we get into the classic horror movies. Or at least this one to me became. This one terrified me. Something about the potato sacks on their heads and the simple premise of the movie just absolutely horrified me, which is The Strangers. I don't know if you ever watched that movie. It's about this couple. I think they're having like some sort of marital issues. If you look it up, and you can see it's 3 strangers that just appear, and I'm going to get nightmares because I looked up the thumbnail.
Oh wait, I think I saw like a trailer for this or something, but I never watched the movie.
Yeah, it's just they're in the middle of nowhere pretty much, and they're having there's not honeymoon. It's a wedding reception that they had out there, and like in the middle of nowhere. It makes you never want a vacation in the middle of the boonies. I'll tell you that. Okay.
Yeah.
And these 3 strangers show up, and it's just horrifying. And they wear this most simple masks ever, and they move very smartly. Like their only mission is to horrify the people in this house, and it sticks with you. And I remember because this movie, the damn trailers kept popping up whenever I would be watching. ESPN, sports specifically have a knack for this. If you're watching like a basketball game late, which NBA season's about to start, it'll be like 11:30 at night. You're snuggled in bed. And then all of a sudden it'll be like the most demonic ass movie trailer of all time. And you're just trying to flip the channel as quick as possible because you're like, you just don't want that to be the last thing before you fall asleep. Yeah. So The Strangers was that movie for me. But me and my friends actually dressed as these guys for Halloween once because it was so simple. All you needed was like a flour sack and to cut holes in it, which is horrifying. And we would just stand in the middle of the street and kind of tilt our head at the people, which used to scare them.
I would imagine.
Yeah, so that's my number 3.
All right, fair enough. I'm assuming that's the one from 2008, not the one from 2018, right?
2008. I think they remade it or made a sequel after. Yeah. I didn't watch it.
Strangers Pray at Night. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, at the end of that movie, this is another reason why the movie's horrible, is because both the people die in the movie who they were horrifying, and they ask, "Why'd you do this?" And they're like, "Because you were home." And that was it. And that was enough for me.
That's such a sucky answer, man.
That stuck with me.
It's nothing personal. It's just you're here.
Yeah, you were just home. Yeah.
All right. It's funny though that as you were describing that movie, you mentioned vacationing somewhere, because my number 2. So my family used to go vacation places every now and then. Like we go.
I know what yours is.
Go to places in like Tennessee and stuff like that. So my number 2 is The Cabin in the Woods.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's like that one, like most of it. I mean, it was just creepy because, like, if you're in a cabin, dude, like, you're just like looking out the window, like, is there something out there? I just remember that movie having a really trippy ending, though. Like that, like, it was such a weird end to the movie, but the rest of the movie was great. I loved it. It was on the edge of my seat.
Yeah. Okay, so Cabin in the Woods.
I'm curious to know what you thought mine was going to be, though.
I'll say it after. Because it is one of my honorable mentions that was on my original top 5, but I just removed it for The Strangers.
Okay.
Because this list is about things that uniquely horrified me.
Yeah.
Number 2 for me on my scariest movies list is an original. I think everyone will appreciate it. Halloween, the original, Michael Myers. The music,
Yeah, it's
the
great.
atmosphere, the mask is gotta be easily the most terrifying mask in the history of horror movies. Period. I don't care what anybody tells me. And the fact that he catches up to anybody he's chasing by walking, you never see him run, and it's just simply that. So I think my list, the common theme on my list is which movies I had the most nightmares about. And Halloween has to be near the top for me, which even when I see that mask, I remember I lived in a neighborhood that really took Halloween seriously. I mean, we even had a neighbor. I once built my own haunted house where we pitched a tent and did it legit. And we also had neighbors that took it like Halloween Horror Night level serious, where it was just free for all the neighbors to go in.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. I'd never seen anything like that in my life. But we had a guy who was easily 6'5" in our neighborhood. Nobody knows who he is, but every year he would show up around Halloween, sometimes a couple days before and then a couple days after. And he would wear the exact same jumpsuit, wearing the mask and carrying a knife, walking around the neighborhood. Like he would actually be in character as Michael Myers, like too much. Where the cops got called on him multiple times by neighbors and stuff like that. Nobody found out. Nobody knew who he was. And
that's wild, man.
And that was a thing. That was literally a thing.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm kind of surprised more people don't get shot from stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like just like especially when you're in like a densely populated area, man. Like and people don't know who you are. Like that's a little wild.
Yeah.
All right. Number ones. So my number one is Would You Rather. Have you ever seen Would You Rather?
Let me look it up. I know the movie, but I don't think I have watched.
It's from 2012. It's been a long time.
Oh, I don't like the movie poster.
Yeah, I know. See that the feeling the movie poster gives you, which for those that can't see or well, I mean we're not sharing it on screen, but it's basically like an eyeball.
For the short form content we do, we'll put a little image of the thumbnails when you bring
the razor up against your eyeball.
Is that the movie where they're at a dinner and they get involved in a game and it's pretty much everybody has to do? Okay.
Yes, okay. That's the movie, and I saw that when it came out, or like shortly, like I saw it on Netflix, I believe.
Okay. Dude,
that movie, man, like I don't know what it was about that movie. It was so freaky because like every time you thought it was like at its peak, it somehow leveled up again. And it was just like nauseating like stuff. Like if you try to picture yourself in that situation, dude, it's nuts.
I don't know about you. Like I've been in the mood to watch scary movies lately, but I like watching them with people. I like watching them with a group of people. I enjoy that the most. When you're talking crap during the movie, I really do enjoy that. All right. So before I give my number one, I want to give some honorable mentions and kind of like just jot through the room. Okay. Honorable mentions on my scariest movies list that I did not mention. Two of which that maybe should have been on the list, but you got to make top 5. So there's that. I'm going to just kind of ring them off. I have The Ring. The one about the movie that you watch, you got 7 days, you're going to die type of thing. That you're cursed the moment you watch this tape. Okay, that movie was horrifying. It also scarred me once again in the shower because there's a scene where the girl's washing her hair and she feels a hand coming out of her head. And because she's digging through her hair and like she connects with fingers in there and it's horrifying. Yeah. There's also like a little Asian kid that is horrifying. Next on the honorable mentions list, Insidious. The thing with Insidious was terrifying, but people hyped it too much for me. People said it was the scariest movie ever. And to me, the scariest thing was the Tiny Tim tiptoe through the window.
I love that song.
That who bit, that whole thing, that did it for me. Next on the list, great bang for buck here on this next one, Jaws. The beach has never been the same since that movie released. You never feel quite safe in the water after you've watched Jaws, no matter how safe you think you are. There can always be the shark approaching. Next on the list. This one was just disgusting. It kind of could have fit into your top 5 because your top 5 was just more visually disgusting.
It's gruesome.
Gruesome. The Hills Have Eyes.
Oh, that's a good one.
Not as scary, just horrifyingly vulgar and disgusting.
Yeah.
All right, next on my list. You'll never see a group of birds ever the same way. Alfred Hitchcock, Birds. Alfred Hitchcock did Birds, right? Am I tripping?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
No,
Right.
it's
Okay. Need I say less? I saw that movie when I was far too young. I might have been like 6 years old when I saw The Birds. I don't know. I saw a bunch of horror movies at 6 apparently, but ever since then, every time I see like a pack of crows, you can't help but think they might just turn one day. And funny enough, I had a old friend in a neighborhood, and I remember every day, like at 6 o'clock, because I used to go to this person's house a lot.
Mhm.
There was one house, and think of if you're gonna go buy a house out there, make sure you go and check out the house at night. Hundreds of crows would land on the roof of this only one house. Bro, Vecna himself probably lived in that house for all I know. That's all I'm saying. Next on the list, 28 Weeks Later. The most horrifying movie zombies of all time, directed by Danny Boyle. Cillian Murphy's in the first one. There's 28 days later, weeks later, and I think they're gonna do months. There's another one that's gonna come out and end it. Yeah, those zombies run. I gotta say nothing else. They run like Usain Bolt. Those damn zombies.
Bro, World War Z zombies run like crazy too, though.
Yeah, but the ones from 28 Weeks Later and 28 Days Later are far worse. Trust me. Go watch that movie. You'll understand.
All right.
Paranormal Activity. That was groundbreaking because it made not just spooky ass houses look haunted, it made everybody's house look haunted because it was like CCTV, and that was it. I also had, I'm saying all these stories about my friends. I had a friend whose house looked identical to this Paranormal Activity house. Was
That's
never the
sketchy.
same after that.
Yeah.
Next, Chucky. Pound for pound, probably the most terrifying villain of my childhood was Chucky. Just something about the toys trying to kill you just really stuck with me. And then second to last of my honorable mentions, Zodiac by David Fincher. Just an overall incredible movie. Really suspenseful. And then the movie that I had at number 2 that I replaced with Halloween and Strangers was The Shining. I thought that was going to be your Cabin in the Woods. Fantastic movie. One that didn't hit me the first time I watched it, but when I was really concentrating one night, I think I was studying for like a final in high school. The music just hit me differently and really creeped me out for a bit. And now that I'm done with all those honorable mentions, I'm going to get to my number 1 scariest movie of all time. I still have PTSD till this day from this movie where I have to check on top of like drawers, like with a light to make sure. The Conjuring. That is the absolute scariest movie I've ever seen in my life. I don't know why. Actually, I do know why. But it was so well made that I went to go watch this movie twice in theaters because of how well made it was. I don't think I've ever watched a horror movie twice in theaters besides The Conjuring. And the subject matter, everything about it was just horrifying to me. And because I believe in all that stuff, that it is real. And that's all you got to know. That movie is the freakiest thing ever. You've seen The Conjuring, right?
I have seen it. It is a good pick. Okay. But I'm typically not as scared by like movies that have a lot of jump scares in them.
Okay.
I'm more afraid of like the movies that like they really kind of like they pull you in and it's just like it's off. Mm-hmm. Right? Like it's just something that's not right about it. That or it's just like nasty. Those are the ones that get me. But nonetheless, good pick. Good pick.
All right. So let's see how our list compared to AFI's top 10. Let's read that off, Zach, when you get the chance.
All right. So the top 10 scary movies I have is Psycho.
Okay.
It's number
Norman
1.
Bates. Okay. That's number 10?
That's number 1, actually.
Okay, you did this.
So I'm going in the wrong order. So.
You got to go 10 to 1.
Right,
that's the rule.
I'll leave 2 last then. So we'll go back to 10. Raiders of the Lost Ark. Just doesn't make any sense.
Are you got the right list pulled up here, man?
I should, unless they lied to me. Do they have another list?
Raiders of the Lost Ark is number 10 for them?
I don't know why.
No, this is the most thrilling. No, but the rest of them are all... No.
I
I'm gonna
don't see
do
it. I don't see another list unless
no,
you
no, no,
do.
no, no. We're gonna go to a different list here. All right, we're going to a different list.
There's scary good films.
No, 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 no. I don't like it. We're gonna go to IMDb's top 100.
Yeah, I was a little surprised by some of the ones that were on this list. It
All
just
right.
didn't make like some of them make sense, but
No, that list is a thrilling movie, so that's why that's there. Because you have the French Connection at like number
There
6.
you go. There you go.
So they were just really. I don't know why they made the list like that, but here
Retarded.
I'll read it off here from IMDb. They got at number 10, Dawn of the Dead. Have you ever watched that?
Dawn of the Dead. I have watched it. Yes.
I don't know why that's number 10. Maybe
I didn't
because it
find
was
scary.
Yeah, neither did I. It's a zombie movie. They end up on top of a shopping mall. That's it.
Yeah.
Number 9, they have Suspiria,
Haven't seen
which
that
I
one.
have not watched. So
No.
we're gonna just move on from Suspiria. Number 8, they have my number 2, which is Halloween. Classic. 7, one that terrified my mom, Rosemary's Baby. I think that one
I've heard so
terrified
much about that. I have not watched that. I feel bad about not watching that.
That one, yeah, that one's actually a shame on us. That's Roman Polanski, who that was like the movie that made him famous before he got into all his troubles. That movie, do you know what it's about, right? It's about a woman who gives birth to the Antichrist, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Number 6 is a great one, The Thing, which that's just a solid pick for number 6. Number 5, this is getting to the nitty gritty, which this actually almost made my list, was Alien by Ridley Scott.
Alien is good. That is a very good movie.
4, I think, is for the classic scene in Psycho, which is number 1 on the other list, but Psycho is number 4 on this IMDb list, which I think is a good spot for it because of what it represents.
Yeah.
3 is a movie that got remade, and it's on my list that I'm going to go over in this episode of movies I refuse to watch, which is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That is number 3.
Interesting. Okay.
I don't know why, but when I tried to watch the remake, I just couldn't get through it. I just didn't want to watch it.
All right.
Maybe I would sit down and watch it if I'm being honest, but that day I had no interest in watching it for some reason. I think horror movies are like sad movies. Like you got to be in the mood to watch a sad movie. You know?
Sometimes, yeah. Or really bored and just like I need something to wake me up. You know.
Top 2 are classics. Do you want to guess them?
Ooh, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nope. Oh, you get 2 more guesses.
Halloween.
I already said that one.
All right, you did. My bad. Classics.
You got 5 seconds.
The Blair Witch Project.
Nope.
All right,
And
last guess.
One last guess.
Last guess. Jeepers Creepers.
Nope. All right,
Damn,
you lose.
Wow, what? That's wild.
Number 2 on the list is The Shining.
Really?
And number 1 on the list, you're going to hit yourself because you didn't get it, The Exorcist.
I literally almost said that.
Yeah, you
I
should have
skipped
said
over
it.
The
Yeah.
Exorcist for the Blair Witch Project.
Yeah,
Gosh,
yeah.
damn it.
I would have said The Exorcist for sure.
Yeah.
Which honestly deserves a spot on our top list, to be honest, but The Conjuring kind of represents what that is for me. So, anyways. All right.
All right.
Moving on. What next category do you want to get to on this Halloween special, Zach?
The next category I have is like a flip in the mood here. It's the top 5 funniest Halloween movies because I do think there are a lot of funny ones out there, whether
I
it's
am
funny
not
because it's
prepped.
intentionally a comedy or if it's just because it's so corny. You know what I mean?
Okay.
All
All
right.
right. You're going to have to go through yours first because I am not prepared for this. I'm going to have to go off the dome. One
All
pops
right.
to my mind, but actually two, maybe 3 pop to my mind, to be honest with you. But go ahead.
Okay.
You,
You want me to rattle
Start it
mine
off.
off?
yeah. You top from 5. Or we're doing 5?
5. Yeah, I got 5.
Okay. So 5, you can just rattle yours off.
Yeah. All right. So my number 5, which I've actually only watched once, but I thought was funny and I was kind of hoping to watch again this year is I believe it's pronounced Hubie Halloween.
Okay.
I believe that's the one with Adam Sandler in it, and he's just like this. He's just this dork, but man, it's just funny. I don't know what else to say about it. It's a cute, like, funny Halloween movie. So
All right. It's
that's-
like a classic Sandler
yeah,
QB role. He's even doing like the
Exactly.
classic water boy face on the movie poster.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I thought that one was funny. So that's my number 5. My number 4 is Ghostbusters. I
Okay.
like that one. It's just
Solid.
it's a classic. You know, it's funny. It's good acting. It's great. It's great. Uh, Number 3 is Zombieland. Have you seen Zombieland?
Yeah, I love
Yeah,
Zombieland.
yeah. Zombieland's funny. That one's good. Number 2 is Beetlejuice. Like Michael
Okay.
Keaton,
Okay.
phenomenal. Love it. I want to go watch Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice. You know,
The new
but
one.
we'll see. Yeah,
Yeah.
the new one is number 2. Um, I wonder if they're gonna they got to make a third at some point and call it Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. You
Hmm.
know, like you gotta.
Just keep
My
on going.
number 1 funniest like Halloween movie. Like I love this movie. I'd go watch it like after we finish recording if I could. It's Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Have you seen that?
No, I have not.
Dude, you have got to watch that. It is like two. I hope I don't offend anybody, but it's like two redneck guys
Those are your
that live
people,
out.
Zach.
They're
You're not
like
offending anybody.
I know, right? They're as I say it with that accent.
Yeah. I know, right? Yeah.
They're like they're two redneck guys. They just live out in the middle of nowhere, just minding their own business. Like they're buddy, buddies and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
It's a buddy
And this-
comedy, but there's
Yeah,
zombie
it's
apocalypse happens.
no, it's not a zombie apocalypse. These teenagers, like they're out on a trip, right? Like so you always see horror movies like from this other perspective where you're like focused on, the teenagers. Oh, and they're on a trip and they have a weird encounter at a gas station and then somebody tries to kill them at their room or something like that, right? But this is different. Like the perspective is on these two guys that just live out there, that are minding their own business, and these kids are like creeped out. And for whatever reason, these kids get it in their mind that these guys are evil and end up trying to like kill them. So the kids are trying to kill these guys, and it just chaos ensues. Like I don't want to say anything else, just because it's just like you need to go watch it. But it's hilarious. Like you'll be dying laughing.
Okay. I had to make my list while you were talking here because,
I figured.
yeah, because it was just one of those things. But, I'm going to add one that I'm going to break a rule here for the last one, but I got my 5.
Okay.
Thank God I've watched a lot of movies in my life to make a list like that. Otherwise, it would be dead air. Okay. You can see how much we prepped. The goal was to make this as fresh as possible so that we would not know the categories we were throwing at each other when we started this episode. So, funniest Halloween movies for me. 5th is unintentionally funny to me personally, but to me they break what a horror movie is supposed to do so many times when you see the monster creeping behind, like literally like tiptoeing. So it's kind of like you have to imagine that Michael Myers, the only way he's catching up to people is that he's sprinting when they're not looking at him, right? So imagine if the camera cut to him sprinting. Like that's kind of the equivalent of that. Now, number 5 for me is Scream. Because Scream, there's several moments, one in particular where they get somebody on the phone and he literally is tiptoeing behind them in the hallway to like get to a hiding spot. So that's 5 for me. 4, I'm breaking a rule because it's a TV series, but I do find it funny, is Wednesday on Netflix. I think I think it is funny. I think there's a couple like shows or movies that fall into that category. Stranger Things also falls into that category, and another one that I just thought about, but now I'm blanking on the name. 3rd is a classic. I used to watch this movie with my aunt growing up. It's maybe my favorite Halloween movie, which is Hocus Pocus. All right. That is 3. That's the wholesome pick there. 2 is Shaun of the Dead. Which is Simon Pegg, and that one's just classically hilarious. I love that movie. And number 1 is one that was on your list, which, if you haven't guessed it by now, is Zombieland.
Yeah,
that movie's a pisser. The whole movie is a pisser. I freaking love Zombieland. I just shot Bill Murray. The whole Zombieland is just incredible to me. And then honorable mention, there's a movie that's about like Dracula, and it has Bill what the hell is that guy's name? Bill, I'm blanking on it. God, I love this guy. And I always confuse his name.
Then I have no idea.
1 second.
Yeah,
John. I always want to call him Bill O'Reilly. It's
I
John
know.
C.
I was
Reilly.
gonna say. I'm like, there's no way it's Bill O'Reilly. But
It's a vampire movie. It's called like The Vampire's Assistant or something like that. Yo, he is so funny in The Vampire's Assistant. Like single-handedly, he carries that movie. All right, so that's my top 5 for funniest Halloween movies.
all right. Well, that's good. It's a good pick. I have my next category is just jumping to like top 5 all-time favorites. So I don't know if you want to do that now or save that for later.
Oh, yeah. So to me, my top 5 favorites were the same as my top 5 scariest.
Okay. All right.
Well, I would probably remove The Conjuring on there. I kind of have no intention to ever watch that movie again.
Yeah.
But I guess it would be different. I guess it might be slightly different.
Okay. Well, then I'll rattle through mine. Because mine are actually mostly different. My top 5 favorites, starting at number 5, is The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Classic.
Tim Burton. Love that. Corpse Bride. Another one.
Okay.
I love the vibes of those two movies. Like it's great.
You know what movies like those that I really enjoy, and I kind of associate it with autumn and Halloween and all of that, is James and the Giant Peach. Same type of vibe. You know, for me, it always felt a little spooky.
Yeah.
But whimsical in the Tim Burton. I mean, hold on. Didn't he do James and the Giant Peach?
James and the Giant Peach. That's I forgot about that. I watched that one. You know, it's funny. I watched that for the first time a year ago.
Henry Selick. Yeah, I used to really enjoy that movie. I watched it recently. It holds up.
Yeah, it's good. It was good. I liked it.
Yeah.
The other movies I have on here, number 3 is The Shining. I love that movie. I could watch that movie all the time. Number 2 is Beetlejuice. So that one has some overlap. It's also my number 2 in my top 5 funniest movies.
Have you ever been to Universal Studios?
Yes, I have.
Do you know how they have like a live Beetlejuice show over there?
No.
You never seen it? It's like their best. It's like their best show. When like during it is. Anyways, go ahead. Sorry.
All right, cool. And then the other one I've got, my number 1 is Halloween. Like you gotta
the classic.
Yeah,
classic.
It's a classic, but I love it. Like the music comes on, it's great. It always puts you in the mood. It doesn't matter, it just puts you in the mood for Halloween.
If I had to do my top 5 just to kind of ring them off, I would say Halloween is on there. I would say Signs is on there. I would say The Shining is on there. And then I would have a hard time with the final 2, to be honest with you. For the final 2, I'd probably do something more fun, like Hocus Pocus and like Charlie Brown. You know, like to me, that's kind of the way I would go. But yeah,
I almost put Hocus Pocus or like Halloween Town on my top 5 just because I have a daughter. So, my wife likes it too, but it's always on.
Hold on. You liked those movies before your daughter was born. Like I
did like them, but they're now on all the time.
If I can say an honorable mention, and it's a movie I associate with Halloween and with Christmas, sometimes more Christmas, and it's very often on the television, and you know because it's very often on your television. Okay. Harry Potter. I mean, Harry Potter is a perfect Halloween, autumn, Thanksgiving, Christmas movie. I mean, it's a year-round movie, to be honest. You could just put that thing on the TV when you're working and just kind of have it always in the background. It's an all-timer. So in terms of all-around universal like utility movie to put on, Harry Potter, hands down.
It's funny that you mentioned that because again, I was talking to my wife about the categories before the show because I'm just like, I was asking her the same questions, and she kept saying Harry Potter. Like, and
you guys didn't even read the books, right?
No, I haven't. Well, she started reading the books. I don't think she made it all the way through yet, but I haven't read the books.
I'm a snobby purist. I'm a snobby book reader. So, but that just goes to show you the universal appeal of Harry Potter, where like I'm a nerd from the books, and you guys, you know, are plebs who haven't read the books. But I'm just kidding.
Jeez, I feel like I'm watching Rome.
Well, they're doing the TV series now, so you'll have, and I can't wait for that. Everyone,
HBO's
I'm kind of
doing that, right?
I'm in the minority of like that. I would love to see them turn that into the TV series, unless they go and just absolutely recreate characters that were not how they were in the books. So that would piss me off. But
Yeah. TV show, but do it right.
yeah.
Pull your head
All
out
right.
of your butt.
What's your next category, Zach?
Next category, it's actually not even about movies. Favorite Halloween candies.
Ooh. Okay. You know what I kind of wanted to do and we didn't do? Was like a this or that between our top movies.
I have a this or that, but it's not between our top movies. I've paired up a bunch of movies I felt made sense together.
Okay. Perfect. We'll save that then. So favorite Halloween candies.
Yeah.
And then we'll do like a battle to the death of which one wins for each one. Like we'll combine our lists of favorite candies and then we'll do a battle to the death.
Sure.
I
have 3 that I picked.
I have 4. So I'll rattle off my 4th and then we'll go into the 3rd.
Okay, perfect. Go for it.
For 4, I've got Twix.
Ah, dang it. I don't have that on my list. That'll be my number 4 too. I love Twix.
All right, okay.
All right, that's my number 4.
For number 3, I don't know how underrated it is, but this was like my favorite chocolate growing up. And till this day, I need to have it in the little, the Halloween variety bag. You're always in Publix or whatever store you like to go to. And there's always the one that has the holy grail of candy combinations. Just looking for that one. This has to be included in there. Hershey's, but the cookies and cream Hershey's. Like the white chocolate Hershey's with it's like a little bite of a cookie in there on the bottom. Oh my God, those are so good.
It is pretty good. I've only had that once. However, I found it a little too rich for me. It was tasty though. It was tasty. My number 3 is Kit Kats.
Okay, interesting. That is a real insult to Kit Kats. I have
Okay.
like that's a real insult to Kit Kats. But okay. Yeah, like I really take offense to that. Number 2 for me.
Well, you're number 3. Right? No, you're number 2. You went first. Go for it. Never mind.
My number 2 is Reese's Pieces.
Okay. Those are good.
Yeah. I don't even got to say anything because everybody who's listening to this said, yeah, hell yeah, Reese's Pieces deserves a spot on the Mount Rushmore of Halloween candies.
My number 2 is Baby Ruth.
That is a horrible pick. Number 2.
I love me a good Baby Ruth.
But my dad loves Baby Ruth. So
yeah.
I don't even think I've ever had a
smart man.
It's nougat. It's all it is. It's nougat. Right?
Isn't that
it's
Three
like
Musketeers?
Isn't it just like that's Three Musketeers? That's right.
Yeah, it's Three Musketeers. Baby Ruth is. I mean, I might be wrong.
Baby Ruth is good. Baby Ruth is good. I've had Baby Ruth.
It's good. Yeah.
I think I was confusing it for Three Musketeers. Not bad.
No, I do like Three Musketeers though. It's just not on my list.
Okay, cool.
You're gonna be like thrown off so much by my number 1, by the way. So let's.
My number 1, if you haven't guessed it by now, by my offense earlier, is Kit Kats. There's just no question.
I figured that was gonna be your number 1.
It's got to be the number 1 candy that parents dig into their kids' Halloween basket and steal all the Kit Kats and the Reese's. That's probably what they're stealing. Honorable mentions for me. I'm not gonna say them until after you say number 1.
My number 1's a good old Payday.
Payday's fantastic. You and my dad got a love for the Paydays. Paydays it's a good bar.
It is. It's a really damn good bar. It's got everything you need. Sugar and salt, man.
I'm going to... Honorable mention for me is a chocolate bar almost nobody likes and gets stuck in every crevice of your teeth. Butterfingers. I used to love Butterfingers.
I forgot about those. Those things are fire.
Those are delicious.
They're good.
Number 2, Snickers. Can't go wrong with a good Snickers. And number 1, not many people know about this, but this is like a Snickers on crack. It's called Fast Break or Take 5 or some crap like that. Bruh, I can't even explain what this chocolate bar is, but it used to be my favorite back in the day.
Yeah.
I even got to look it up. I haven't had one in maybe 15 years. What the hell did I even call it right now?
It was Take 5, I think, right?
Let me see.
Not to be confused with 5 Gum.
No. I don't know what the hell this Fast Break? No, what the hell is this? Hold on. Fast 5? No, that's a movie. Chocolate bar. Hold on. There's a movie. It's called something 5, bro.
Mario's brain is just short circuiting right now.
Yeah, it's something 5. I don't remember what it was called.
If I have to give an honorable mention to something, I would definitely give an honorable mention to the
Butterfingers?
Butterfingers. Those are solid.
Okay.
But there's actually
Fast Break.
my wife is making fun of me for
I
this.
think it was called Fast Break. I don't remember.
It's is it Fast Break? Is that what it is?
I don't remember, bro.
All right. One of my other honorable mentions is it's actually from Cadbury. It's a Turkish delight. It's
That is really late.
I tried it for the first time like 2 months ago because I went on this like
This is a
sprint
cultural
of like
this is a cultural thing for sure, right?
I
Turkish,
guess.
like,
I mean
Cadbury.
I went like my wife has had a Turkish delight way back in the day. She's like they're disgusting. She thought this one was disgusting.
This looks disgusting.
It I wasn't sure what to expect going in, and I will tell you it's a surprise, but I do like it. Like there's something about it. It's like
It's very old lady of you.
it's refreshing.
This
Right,
is like
you're
something you'd be like in an Irish grandma's little bowl in her family room.
Hey man, you never know. But it was pretty tasty. I kind of liked it.
I'll say this, like, I mean, we Cubans, we used to have these caramels. They're like Werther's Originals.
Oh, I love those. Those are solid.
My grandparents had these. I used to have these religiously. These are so bad for you.
Oh yeah.
Um,
My grandmother had them all the time.
we
At her house.
just in a bowl. I used to eat them. They used to bring me handfuls of these things. They're delicious. They're the greatest little hard candy on earth.
Mhm.
They're not ever going to be found in a Halloween bag, but
No.
they are goated in terms of hard candy.
Yeah.
All right,
All right.
next category.
That's the last category I have, other than greatest villains and are this or that.
Really, I had
Yeah.
more categories on this list here, but
Oh boy.
okay.
What categories you got? I'll work on building my list.
All right. Well, it's in the same kind of thing. Actually, no. Hold on. We got to do a battle to the death of this or that
All right,
on what
yeah.
we just said. So,
Yeah.
do you want to be the person doing this or that, or do you want me to be the?
I'll do the this or that. Let's just go 4 versus
4 versus 4.
yeah. Those are both Twix, so screw that. All right, so Twix.
Twix is Twix versus cookies and cream Hershey's, and what was your number 3?
My number 3 is Kit Kat. So
Oh
I
shit!
like
All right, Kit Kat. That's
Twix
it.
versus Kit Kat. Kit Kat. I would
Kit
I would
Kat.
agree
No,
with that too.
there's no competition. It's
Yeah.
the Kit Kat.
Kit Kat versus your Hershey's.
It's Kit Kat.
It's Kit Kat, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Kit Kat versus Reese's versus what's your number 2?
My number 2 is Baby Ruth.
Baby Ruth. Okay, I got to go Kit Kat again. See, for me, it's going to be easy. We're all going to end up at the same number 1, aren't we?
Possibly.
Or you're not, because you're going to choose Baby Ruth.
I have to like by principle just kind of choose Baby Ruth here.
Okay. This actually doesn't work because we're just going to end up at
no,
at
it
our
doesn't.
number
We're just gonna end up battling our own shit again.
All right, next category. All right. I just have go-to theater snacks, and you can go
I
this
got
or that.
2.
You got 2? I'm going to just say this or that.
Okay. All right.
Popcorn or nachos?
Popcorn with butter.
This is a trick question. Cherry icy or Coca-Cola icy?
Can I like split it down the middle?
All right, you won. You got the trick question. You got the trick question, buddy.
Thank you.
And then this is a this or that. Tough one. Peanut M&Ms, Goobers, Crunch a Bunch, or a bunch of Crunch.
I'm gonna go with peanut M&Ms.
Fair. Honestly, it's like the holy grail of the combination there. A bunch of Crunch a Bunch, whatever you want to say. Mama got that Crunch a Bunch cake. All right.
I can throw one more this or that into there.
What is it?
Twizzlers or Milk Duds?
Neither. I'll take Milk Duds because Twizzlers are disgusting. My sister
you
loves Twizzlers though.
Really? All right.
It's just, it tastes like, I don't even know what Twizzlers taste like.
Licorice, bro. It's licorice.
It's nasty.
Licorice.
Yeah, and I can't get into it. I heard like real licorice though is like fire. But anyways. All right. What's the next category, Zach?
I mean, again, I've got greatest villains if you want to go there.
Yeah, we'll go with greatest villains. Let's do it.
All right. You want to go first? How many you got?
I'm gonna rattle off my 5.
Okay. All right. Rattle off your 5.
You want to rattle off your 5?
Yeah.
All right, you go first here.
So
I have the actual AFI top 10 villain list after this.
All right. Give me 1 second because I got to finish writing one of these down. Because I actually started this out and I only had like one when I did this. So I'm trying to think of a number 5. Number 5.
If you don't have one.
Got it. All right. Okay. I got it. Number 5 is Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Number 4 is I'm probably gonna butcher his name, but Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th.
Got it.
Number 3, Freddy Krueger.
Okay, so you're going classics.
I'm going classics almost all the way on this. Number 2 is Chucky.
Solid for Chucky, right? Pound for pound, great fighter, featherweight. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. My number 1, because this mofo never dies, bro. Michael Myers,
bro. Yeah, I get it. I think my list is goated, to be honest with you. I'm looking at my list, like starting 5, this shit would rock the like Team USA Dream Team 92. Like this, my top 5 greatest villain list would like wreak havoc in the whole world. Like you put this top 5, you have World War III if these top 5 are allied with each other for sure.
All right.
5. We got the Jit Chucky.
Yeah, man. You got to have him.
Yeah, Chucky's playing point guard. Actually, he's a shoot first point guard, kind of like Steph Curry. All right. 4, we got the cerebral tactician who breaks down the defense. We got a classic film snob, number 4 here. We got HAL 9000 from Space Odyssey. We're heading into the AI age. Nothing is more relevant than seeing all these Tesla memes with the Tesla robot right now. HAL 9000. HAL 9000 is definitely it. It's going to be, dude, think about it. In 10 years, we're each going to have robots in our house doing laundry and stuff. Like, we're just going to have to
probably
2 a.m. I was tripping. I was watching the Tesla robot show, watching these robots pouring drinks for people. And I needed to go to sleep after that because I was like, this is a little too creepy.
Bro, have you seen all like the memes or the videos on X of the Tesla event and like comparing that to what was it, iRobot with Will Smith?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah,
it's
pretty
just nuts.
Yeah. All right, number 3 for me, classic. He ate the liver with fava beans. Hannibal Lecter, Silence of the Lambs, maybe arguably number 1, but nobody's gonna disagree with number 1 for me. Number 2 is your number 1 is the classic OG Michael Myers. He's playing the 5 center, takes it down in the post, never runs in transition, always walks in transition. A nightmare for opposing offenses. Really, he's an offense only type of guy. Number 1, you're gonna kind of hit yourself for not thinking of this. He's the greatest villain of all time. Everybody's obsessed with him. The Joker is number 1. And you now want to remake your list because you would have put the Joker number 1. And he is our shooting guard. He's the Michael Jordan of he's the Kobe Bryant of shooting guards.
I mean, like, look, Heath Ledger's Joker is phenomenal. I love it. I was thinking about this more in the sense of like Halloween, and to me, I just didn't find the Batman too matchy with Halloween. Yeah.
Hold on. Never mind. Never mind. I was looking up something to fact check and to ruin. I was wrong.
Okay.
All right.
I'm so intrigued now, though.
All right. You'll never know. Nobody will ever know. Anyways, top 10 AFI's top 10 villains list. Why do we associate Halloween with villains?
Because
why can't
it's
it just
all
be
bad
associated
guys.
with pumpkin spice lattes?
Cute girls running around, getting murdered by people. It's horrible.
Yeah. Has Sydney Sweeney been like in like a murder slasher? She has, right? Hasn't she been in one?
Sounds right. Yeah.
She just looks like a girl who would be in a horror slash film. Horror. Wasn't she in one? She plays it. Oh yeah. She plays a freaking. She plays a nun. Nah, there's never been a less nun-like.
She's in The Handmaid's Tale.
Is she Sydney Sweeney?
Yeah.
Anyways, all right. Top 10. Do you want to guess the top 10 villains list from AFI? You're not going to get. You're definitely not going to get most of these for sure.
Are any of the ones from my list on it?
No.
Then I'm probably. All right, hold on. Okay, so let me at least ask this: is the list from AFI exclusive to Halloween, or is this just like villains
period
all time?
Nah, period all time.
Okay,
now,
all right,
period. I got 2 in the top 15, which makes me a bigger film nerd than you.
Film nerd loser. I mean, I don't know.
Appreciate it.
Just,
they're
out of love, bro.
No, they're interchangeable. They're interchangeable.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. If you look it up in the Webster's, it's interchangeable. Okay, this is actually not like, bro. This is kind of whack.
I mean, it's just gonna be like villains of all stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the rough thing. I mean, like the moment you're like, it's not all Halloween, I'm thinking Thanos and like stuff like that.
All right, bro. I got a list of top 25, top 10 Halloween villains. I think this is more appropriate.
All right.
Number 10.
Freddy Krueger.
Pennywise.
Dang it, that's a good one. Yeah, that was my least favorite of my scariest, or least scary of my scariest movie.
The way we'll do this, I'm going to say number 9, and you just got to rattle off who you think it is, and we're going to see how many you get. All right,
okay.
And then we'll do a battle royale of who's number 1.
All right.
Number 9.
Edward Scissorhands.
He wasn't a villain. Godzilla.
Godzilla.
Yeah.
What?
Remember, if you said one and it wasn't it, you could always re-say it if it was. Number 8.
Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, Freddy Krueger. I just wanted to give you one there,
hint,
pal.
Bro.
Number 7. I didn't know this character had a name, but I just put him on my funniest movies list. But it is iconic. It's probably the most popular Halloween costume of all time.
Is it the guy from like Scream?
It's Ghostface, yeah. Stupid ass face, yeah. Number 6 is disgusting. I don't even want to look at it too long. You can say it, you're never gonna get it. Number 6.
It's disgusting?
Yeah, I mean, it was disgusting. I scrolled down because I'm a little queasy just looking at it.
I don't know. Is it something from Centipede?
Nope. Candyman.
Oh, huh.
It was a horrifying movie trailer, I'll say that. Number 5.
Number 5, Jason Voorhees.
Michael Myers.
Damn it.
Number 4. I don't know
really,
why
Michael Myers is not higher than that?
It's really, I disagree with this list, but we'll get to that later. Number 4. This is whack.
I'm going to go with Jason Voorhees again.
Norman Bates.
From Psycho or like Norman Bates from the show?
Norman Bates from the show is based on Norman Bates from Psycho.
No, I know that, but like the character is completely different.
It's not that dweeb of a kid. Isn't that the kid from The Good Doctor?
Yeah. I will say though that Bates show, Bates Motel, very good show. I love that.
I can't take that kid seriously, bro.
He plays.
I've seen him in The Good Doctor
character
too much. I can't picture him as...
That's the problem. You see, I first
I'm
saw
a good
him
doctor!
I first saw him in the Bates Motel show, and it was great because he owns that character so well. When I saw him in The Good Doctor, I'm like, man, like he's not gonna get out of that like type. He's gonna be typecast as that like forever.
He should have never taken The Good Doctor. And the thing is that maybe one day we'll interview this guy. But I don't know how come. Maybe I'd tell him to his face, I don't think you should have taken Good Doctor because I can only ever see you as the Good Doctor because ABC has got to be the most obnoxious channel of all time when it comes to pushing commercials of their shows. Mm-hmm. And so he's always going to be the Good Doctor. When I was growing up, though, we had House, and House was the best doctor.
I loved House, man.
Yeah. Okay, number 3. It's a classic. You're a classic guy. You should get this.
It's a classic.
Yes, right, you got a couple. You got a couple classics in the top 3. That's the only hint I'm giving you.
All right. Is this one?
I'm not giving you any more hints.
Leatherface.
No, more classic than that. I'll give you one more guess.
Dude, I don't know if I can go more classic than that.
Oh,
You already
yeah,
said
can.
Michael Myers.
You can. You're not thinking deeply enough here.
God dang it. I can't pull anything out more classic.
Frankenstein.
I mean, Frankenstein. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, you're going real classic.
That's classic.
Okay. Don't tell
Number
me the
two.
next one's gonna be like, Dracula or something.
No, number 2 was my third villain of all time, which is Hannibal Lecter. Anthony Hopkins. I think it helps that Anthony Hopkins played Hannibal Lecter, to be honest with you. And number 1,
Art the Clown.
Count Dracula. All right, that's got to be a classic. Dracula is the only book that made the hair rise on my arm when I read it.
Really?
There was a visual that was so brilliantly written that it's hard to describe. When you read something that is so well written that it paints such a vivid picture in your head. They painted a picture so clear of Dracula walking on a wall vertically. That it made me freak out visually. Just the way they set up the scene, it was incredible.
It's wild. It's kind of funny though how like sometimes reading like paints a much more vivid picture in your head than watching something in real life.
Yeah.
I guess it's wild. Like cuz it's just like your brain created the thing. Like it's just so ingrained in there.
I've got all of the Harry Potter books out now, or most of them.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to do a reread probably sooner than later. Because I miss diving into that world it's just the best book I've ever read, pretty much.
Right.
And I've always wanted to be the showrunner of a Harry Potter TV series, and that's coming out soon. So, anyways, any more categories from you, Zach?
Next ones I got are this or that.
Okay, we got a this or that, and then we have something I want to end the show on is a pick your own adventure. Horror Halloween edition that I'm going to read, and I'm going to narrate it, and you're going to pick your choices, and we're going to see where you end up.
All right, I'm excited for that. Truly.
Before we do that, I'm going to say the 3 movies I refuse to watch.
Okay.
Hereditary. I refuse to watch Hereditary. I read the entire.
You mentioned that movie.
I read the entire plot synopsis on Wikipedia. I will never watch that movie in my life.
Have you ever watched it?
Nope.
All right. Well,
I give it the props of being a terrific horror movie. What's the name of the director?
I haven't seen the movie. I mean, is it just like a sickening
look
plot,
up the director's name. I'm blanking on his name. It's a super famous name. I'm gonna know it the moment you say it.
It's Ari Aster.
Ari Aster. I feel like something's wrong with Ari Aster.
He made Midsummer, right?
Yeah, he made 2 movies that are on my list that I would never watch, and it's Hereditary and Midsummer. There's something about Midsummer. I've seen enough scenes on IG and TikTok of Florence Pugh hyperventilating with those women in her large room. That is all but official. I will never watch that damn movie in my life. Or maybe I will. But I will have to be half paying attention while watching like a football game or something like that. Because he's tapping into something that's not good. I don't know what it is. Ari, if you listen to this, I'm sorry. You don't put any curse on me or anything like that. But I had this conversation with somebody. I was like, if Ari Aster invited you to like sleep over his house, you know what I mean? Not like in a P. Diddy type of way.
Yeah.
But like,
but you gotta throw that disclaimer out there now.
But yeah. But like, if I was going on a road trip and I happened to be stopping through St. Augustine, and I was like, hey, bro, let's hang out, whatever. And you're like, hey, just stay at the house. If Ari Aster to ask you to do that, I feel like it would be a horror movie to stay at his house.
Okay.
Because go read the plot synopsis of Hereditary before you go to bed tonight. Go read it and then comment and let me know. Some people are going to be like, "Oh, this guy's a wuss." It is what it is. Yeah, I know. I know who I am in that regard. The movie's horrifying. I don't like the ending either. So, yeah, that's all I got.
I'm interested in that. You said you had one more though, right?
Yeah, I already said it. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I was at a friend's house. We were all watching the movie, and I was just like, I'm not in the mood to watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre right now. I think I was like wanting to like go out or something like that, and I just was not in the mood to watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Don't they eat people in Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Do they eat people?
In the remake, they sit down for a meal, and it's like, oh, this tastes funny. And it's
I don't know. Is it? It's been a long time since I've seen those movies.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know. But I am very interested in watching Hereditary and Midsommar. Especially after hearing how terrified you are. Because I actually have nothing on the list of like I refuse to watch it. Because I'm the kind of person that's just like I'm morbidly curious. I will go watch some. I mean, like that stuff doesn't bother me that much. It for whatever reason it just never really has. So like I'd go watch it. I might be disturbed by it. But I'll watch it and I'll give you a quick synopsis whenever I get a chance to.
You give it to the audience if you want. All right, let's get into the this or that.
All right,
Zach, you lead the this or that, and then I'm gonna close out the episode tonight.
All right. So full disclosure, I've got 17 this or that questions, but should be pretty quick.
Okay, I'm the only one answering this or that on this one. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Okay. So
all right,
introduce it. Give us like the full intro here.
Well, what do you want me to intro? So we're going to do it this or that.
Zach, this is for the content, Zach. This is so that in the editing, you're not like, oh, we don't have a take that says, oh, what this segment is.
Well, I mean, the segment is I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. It's going to be like, do you like movie A or movie B more? Which one are you going to move forward with? Okay. But this is not a battleground. You're not going to pick one and it moves to the next, set. Like
my Charlie Brown thing in frame here. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's better. All right, cool. All
this
right,
or that.
So number one, this or that.
This or that Halloween edition.
Exactly. Thank you. Nightmare on Elm Street or Friday the 13th?
More terrifying, or which one is just overall better?
Just which one do you prefer?
Friday the 13th.
All right. Yeah, I think I'm with you on that. I'm not a big fan of the Freddy Krueger, villain there.
Yeah.
Halloween or Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Halloween.
Of course. All right. Here's an interesting one.
By the way, I have a eternal crush on Jamie Lee Curtis, except her in The Bear.
Okay.
She terrifies me, but I'll leave it at that.
Interesting. Is she in the newest season?
Jamie Lee Curtis back in the day? Anyways, go ahead.
All right. Hocus Pocus or Halloween Town?
Hocus Pocus.
All right. The Conjuring or Insidious?
The Conjuring.
The Omen or Children of the Corn?
More classic is Children of the Corn, but I'm going to say The Omen.
Okay. All right. Interesting. I'd go with Children of the Corn, though.
Mm-hmm.
The Exorcist or Poltergeist?
People died on set of the Poltergeist. Like everybody effing died.
Sorry.
Who made the Poltergeist. I'm gonna say The Exorcist just to avoid anything to do with the Poltergeist. Also because it's more classic in the horror genre.
All right. Next we got Scream or Final Destination.
Okay, you brought up the movie that I forgot about. I remember vividly watching two movies growing up. Till this day, I'll be doing something random and imagine the most Final Destination scenario of all time. I'll be driving on the road and it'll be a pickup truck with just poles on it. And I'll just be like, imagine one of these poles just dislodges and goes straight through my windshield and goes straight through my head right now. Final Destination is to thank for that, possibly. You can be barbecuing. You'll see a propane tank. You'll be like, imagine this propane tank flew up in the air and just decapitated somebody right now. You can thank Final Destination for that. Another movie, I can't remember the name of it, but it was God, whatever. I'm not gonna get into it. I'm blanking on the name. It's a movie about like this haunted house, and there's like a bunch of kids in it that are like haunting the place. I remember vividly. I was like eating KFC while I was watching this movie. I don't know why.
Oh man!
All right, next one.
Well, you didn't tell me which one you prefer. Scream or Final Destination.
Final Destination. Yeah.
All right. Cool. Next I have The Blair Witch Project or Paranormal Activity.
They're both groundbreaking in their own way. I'm gonna say Paranormal Activity, but I know the film snob should say Blair Witch. Also, it's filmed in. I'm gonna say Blair Witch Project. F that. It's filmed in Orlando. That's
Yeah.
I gotta rep the Florida boys.
So I've got a
that's it.
funny story about the Blair Witch Project, or an interesting story, I should say.
It's based on real life.
Not based. Well, I mean, not really. This is more like secondhand.
Got it.
So a buddy of mine, of which you know, I won't name. He knew the people that filmed this.
Okay.
And when they filmed this, what they did was they went to like Best Buy and they rented a camera.
Yeah.
They shot the film and then they returned the camera. No cost for your cam, bro.
That's the story?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's iconically known to be like indie as hell, like the most indie film of all time. Yeah. So I feel like it's a great this or that, to put it with Paranormal Activity, because that's a movie that literally is, people have cameras in their houses. I am against. I mean, there's so many horror stories of hackers hacking into those camera feeds.
Yeah.
That I think it's almost foolish to have cameras in your house, to be honest with you.
Yeah, unless it's like isolated in a very specific area, like a specific like your room or something. But like that in your bedroom or something, that's whack. All right. Next one. Beetlejuice or Edward Scissorhands?
Edward Scissorhands.
Phenomenal movie. I love that movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
I've got a few that are like kind of closely themed. And you'll probably get the feeling of like, my top favorites, within these ones. But The Nightmare Before Christmas or The Corpse Bride?
Nightmare Before Christmas.
It's a good one. Corpse Bride is a very close second though. So
okay.
Yeah.
Coraline. One of my favorite Fortnite skins too, Jack Skellington. So.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I don't play Fortnite, so I wouldn't know.
That's great.
Next one I got Coraline or Frankenweenie.
Coraline.
Solid. Monster House or Paranorman?
Paranorman.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that one. Get Out or Us?
Get Out. Get Out's a classic, bro. Get Out's a horror classic. In fact,
good.
It probably should have been. It's not scariest of anything to me, but it's just really well done. Mm-hmm. So I do love Get Out.
I was surprised Get Out wasn't on one of your lists. And I'm also surprised that neither of us through this entire episode so far has mentioned Saw.
Because Saw wasn't scary, but it was a classic. And did it change something in the game? It's the reason why you have Would You Rather as number one for you. There would be no Would You Rather without Saw.
Yeah.
Funny enough, I think the guy who made Saw, James Wan, who made Saw? Who the hell made Saw? Who's the director of Saw? James Wan. Okay, James Wan also made The Conjuring.
Really?
Yeah. James Wan also made a Fast and the Furious, if I'm not mistaken.
That seems such a flip.
He is such an insanely good director. Like he's one of my favorite directors. Saw, what was crazy about Saw is the ending, where the old man's in there the whole time. Which, by the way, they also added that skin in Fortnite too, since we're going to talk about Fortnite. They literally added Billy and it's hilarious. So you said Saw and versus what?
Oh no, it was
okay.
We were talking about Get Out versus Us. That's where we're at. I was just surprised neither of us mentioned Saw at all.
Get Out is just a personal favorite, but yeah, maybe it should have been in the top, but it's not a top. It could be top 5. It could be. I really do enjoy it. I really enjoy the hell out of Get Out. Like it's just a fun movie, to be honest with you.
I caught it on TV last year, before I moved, and I was like glued to the TV.
Oh, it's a great movie.
It was a great movie.
It's a great movie.
All right, we're running into our last few here. So we have Child's Play. Just think Chucky.
Chucky?
Okay. Yeah. Or Annabelle.
Oh God, they're both horrifying. Chucky though. Chucky,
I know what I'm picking.
Chucky for sure.
All right, really? I'd go Annabelle. Okay.
Annabelle's horrifying, but Chucky knock her ass out.
Chucky's a classic, but Annabelle's creepy, bro.
Annabelle is.
Annabelle would give me more of a nightmare than Chucky would.
I'd never name my daughter Annabelle after that movie. That's for sure.
No, it's such a sweet.
I feel
name,
bad
though.
for any girl named Annabelle out there.
It's a nice
of that
name.
movie.
I mean, you're gonna have to go by Anna, and I mean, Annabelle's a nicer name than Anna. I think.
I think Annabelle's a nicer name than Anna. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
right,
I mean,
final
classier.
Final three.
Okay.
Haunted Mansion or Monster House?
Haunted Mansion.
Solid.
Well, also low key,
Yeah.
underrated ride in Disney. Very underrated ride. AC always. Very comfortable ride. Just solid ride.
Yeah, we're talking the one with Eddie Murphy because I think they just remade Haunted Mansion.
I think they did.
Yeah,
but
I have not seen the remake.
I love the whole setup of the ride in Haunted Mansion where you go into the room and the portrait start. Yeah, it's very spooky. Yeah,
it's great. I love the talking heads or the singing heads. Those are phenomenal.
Fantastic.
All right,
I want to go to Disney.
I mean, let me know if you come up this way. Let me know.
I kind of want to. I kind of want to before the end of October, maybe early. The thing is, I'm taking a trip, so we'll see.
Well, if you're stopping by, let me know.
All right.
Jeepers Creepers or The Hills Have Eyes?
They both suck. Honestly, they're both equally crappy to me. I can't pick either of them.
All right, I'll pick. The Hills Have Eyes.
The Hills Have Eyes are scarier. Yeah.
Jeepers Creepers was just on the TV like a week ago, or not even a week ago. It was like literally a couple of days ago.
I don't want to even talk crap about Jeepers Creepers. It's not bad. It's The Hills Have Eyes is just gruesome. So that's the reason I don't like The Hills Have Eyes.
I just thought Jeepers Creepers was like.
I don't like things that. I like things that are like, if they're gonna be scary, be scary. But if you're just gross, I'm not really into just a gross ass movie. Like, I'm not into that crap. I'm not into The Human Centipede. I'm not into The Hills Have Eyes. I'm not into Saw. I don't need to see dismembering and stuff like that. Like, I don't need to see these gross nuclearly demented, radiated people's faces. Like, I don't need to see that personally. I'm not interested in it. Give me Get Out. Give me Halloween even. Give me something that's scary, but don't give me something that's just gruesome and disgusting. Yeah. I'm not into it. I never have been. So anyways.
I mean, look, Get Out is really good. It is really, really good. Do not watch Would You Rather. Definitely go watch Tucker and Dale vs. Evil, though. Do that.
Okay.
All right, final this or that. The Shining or Carrie?
The Shining. Easy.
Have you seen the original Carrie or the remake or both?
The original. Okay. I don't think I saw the Chloe. What's her name?
I don't know.
Chloe Grace Moretz or something like that.
I liked the original Carrie better than the remake, but I agree with you though. Shining is literally. I mean, it's literally my number 3. So
it's gonna win.
Shining.
It'd probably win over most of the things on the list. Although I personally enjoy Get Out more than The Shining, but that's just me.
They're two completely different vibes. They're like, I feel like The Shining is more of like I could watch that anytime.
Yeah,
kind of movie, you know, like if it's just on TV, like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, like just stuff like that. Like I think it's
because I saw The Shining more recently than Get Out. I'm more in the mood to watch Get Out right now. But anyway,
I've been craving The Shining, but that's all I got for my this or that's. You got anything else?
No, I do not. But we'll start wrapping up the show here. We're gonna get into a choose your own adventure. But before I do. Thank you all for tuning in so much into this show. We hope you enjoyed this Halloween special that we've put on for you guys here, as rowdy and as fun or as kind of off the cuff as it's been. As always, our podcast is brought to you by both of our companies. My company is called 1992 Films. By day, I run a full service video production, for those of you who don't know the term, company. And if you want to know more, just visit 1992films.com and reach out if you have any inquiries about video editing or directing or creative direction for any campaigns and whatnot. And Zach,
mine is just
pitch yours.
Yeah, mine's just self-named. It's just ZacharyRNewton.com. I do product design, development, all of that stuff, thought leadership. So if there's something you ever want to build, any digital products, that's probably a better word for it. It's digital products. Reach out. Let me know. Happy to hop on a call and chat.
All right. I call this segment as we close out the show. It's called Choose Your Own Adventure Horror House. I found this on Reddit. User's name is Do Not Disturb, Please. I think that means do not disturb him, please. Zach, you're going to be the one who does this.
All right. I'm excited. I'm surprised by this.
Unless your pick your adventure ends, in which case then you can throw it to me because I do not know what all the options are here. Okay. But I will be the story master. I will be the D&D lore creator here for you. But all right, this is brought to you by here. All right. Zachary Newton, Choose Your Own Adventure, Horror, Halloween edition. You're walking your dog Rufus and see an abandoned house. Do you explore, walk away, or let your dog Rufus decide?
I walk away.
You walk away.
Like, that's obvious. Who the fuck is going to explore an abandoned house?
Despite Rufus pulling towards the house, you return home. That night, he goes missing. Do you go looking for him at the house or hope he comes home?
Hope he comes home.
Whoops, I chose the wrong one. Okay. After waiting 3 days, Rufus returns, but he doesn't seem himself. Do you ignore it, happy he's back, or do you take him to the house to try and figure out why?
So he just returned.
He just got back, but he doesn't seem himself.
I'd ignore it. I don't know what that says about me, but I'd ignore it for a little bit just to see if it's just like, I don't know, like maybe he kicked his foot. He might be better tomorrow, you know? Nothing like crazy.
Rufus attacks you in your sleep. Your jugular bitten. You bleed out and die.
Shit. That's the end of my life?
That's the end of your life.
Damn.
You should have gone to the house. All right, Zach.
I was expecting you to like tell me like your dog attacks you. Your options are take it to the vet or shoot it. I'd be like, shoot it.
It's your turn now because you are officially dead in your Choose Your Adventure.
Damn.
And it's time for you to narrate because we got to find out what happened to Rufus.
All right, you asking me to narrate this after a nice old fashioned. How do I even work this thing?
You're gonna read it and then you're gonna click the white bars that are gonna reveal themselves.
I read it and click. Oh, interesting. Okay.
And then click read more to see all the options. It has numbers for them.
Okay, so I think this is different. What it shows me. You ready?
Show you?
So I'm just gonna read what I see. Choose Your Own Adventure, Horror House. You're walking your dog, Rufus, and see an abandoned house. Wait a minute. Oh, wait, I see how this works. Okay, that was so confusing. Okay, got it.
Got it?
All right. Okay. All right. Okay, cool. We're back in the game. Choose Your Own Adventure, Horror House, Mario.
Okay.
You're walking your dog, Rufus, and see an abandoned house. Do you explore, walk away, or let Rufus decide?
Let's let Rufus decide.
All right. I'm gonna let Rufus decide.
I wouldn't do this, but knowing that you got your jugular bitten off.
Yeah, probably should do something else.
I'm gonna listen to my dog.
All right, so Rufus pulls towards the door of the house. Looks like you're going in. Bro, this thing didn't give you an option.
Okay.
All right, so you're going in, my friend. The door is locked. Do you break a window or shoulder barge the door?
Those are my two options?
Yeah, those are your two options, buddy. You're committing like a felony here.
I'm going to shoulder barge the door.
All right, you're going to shoulder barge the door. All right, so that would be this. So next, you arm the door, bruising your shoulder, of course. But you're in. You want a weapon, but there's not much around. Do you choose a dusty broom handle? It's kinky. Or a creepy doll?
A creepy doll?
Yeah.
The broom handle.
That's right. That would be the choice to make. A young girl appears.
Oh, Jesus.
Do you try to befriend her?
Hell no.
Or hit her with the broom handle?
Try to befriend her.
All right. That's probably what I do too. 18. The young girl tries to take your hand and lead you away. Do you go with her or refuse to stay here where you are?
Refuse to stay where I am?
Yeah.
That's weirdly worded. I'm going to refuse and stay where I am.
Refuse and stay where you are. All right. The girl is angry. The broom handle whips out of your hands
Oh, shoot.
and lodges itself down your throat. You suffocate. What kind of ending is that?
That's it?
That's it. That's the end.
All right, let's see what would have happened if I would have gone with the girl. Let's do that.
All right, if you went with the girl here, you go with her.
What kind of response is that?
I don't know, but this one isn't any better. Ghosts appear, you fall to the floor, you cannot move. Eventually, you die of dehydration, surrounded only by apparitions. Either way, we're good. I think you and I ended the best ways. Like your dog bites your jugular and you bleed out quicker. You choke and suffocate on a stick. So
is there any route that doesn't die here? That's hilarious.
No, I don't know. Well, one thing we didn't do is you picked a dusty a broom handle.
Should have chose
right?
the doll.
So if you pick a doll, let's run through this scenario. You're Mario. You're like, I need a weapon.
I pick up the doll, thinking
Let's
it might
pick up
be
a creepy doll.
Annabelle or something like that. Yeah, for sure.
So when you pick it up, the doll starts to speak to you. So
It says run.
Do you try to red rum?
Yeah.
Do you try to figure out what she's saying or throw her on the floor in fear?
No, obviously at this point we're gonna try to figure out what the hell this doll's trying to say.
Yeah, we need to get to the bottom of this garbage.
Yeah.
The doll is asking you to go into a different room. Do you agree and go, or refuse to smash on the floor? We're gonna go. Okay.
Yeah, we're going. Yeah.
We're going. Okay. Well, I guess at that point a young girl appears to you. So do you try to befriend her or hit her with a broom handle?
Hit her with the broom handle.
That's what you did the first time.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. That's what I. No. Well, when you hit her with the broom handle, she ends up getting angry and just shoves it down your throat and suffocates you. So.
You chose the wrong option last time. Then
No. The other option ends in that. It just doesn't go straight to that.
Okay. So, all right. Yeah. What was the other option to do? What with the girl?
That was it. It was befriend her. So you befriend her.
Yeah, we befriend her. We're gonna go with her too. We're gonna go with her. Oh no, but we die if we go with her.
Well, you befriend her. So the young girl takes your hand and leads you away. Do you go with her or refuse and stay where you are?
This is gonna lead me to death either way. Let's go with. Do I have the doll with me at this point? Do I have the doll?
This is some demented loop here. It doesn't really matter if you have the doll or not.
So what's the right choice here?
If you go with her, the ghost appears. You fall to the floor and cannot move. Eventually, die of dehydration. And then if you stay where you are, then the girl gets angry and shoves the broom thing down your throat.
All right, we're gonna go look for Rufus. The door's locked. Whew. We're gonna break a window. Yeah. This is not how Choose Your Adventure works, by the way.
Let's reset this. You want to reset this? All right. So you're walking your dog Rufus and see an abandoned house. Do you explore, walk away, or let Rufus decide? We've already done walk away and let Rufus decide. Let's explore.
Let's explore. Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah. So the door is locked. Do you break the window?
Break a window.
All right, so we're going to break the window this time. So there are no rocks nearby. So you wrap your arm in your sweater and punch the window. It breaks, but you've cut yourself. Do you leave and get medical attention or continue anyways?
Leave and get medical attention.
That would be a wise choice. Yeah. As you turn to leave, Rufus slips away. You chase him around the side of the house and find an open cellar door with steps leading down. Do you enter, grab him, and leave for medical attention?
grab him and leave for medical attention.
That is what I would be doing, sir. You get halfway down the driveway before you pass out from blood loss, dying before you're found.
All right, let's go into the cellar, bro. Let's go into the cellar. This is the reason I didn't break the window in the first place, by the way.
I know, right? It's risky, man. You don't know what you're going to get. All right, so we're going to enter, all right? So, a young girl appears. Do you try to befriend her? Which we know ends in death. So there's another decision that we need to explore here that we have not quite made. So we're going to explore, okay, after, we see an abandoned house, right?
Uh-huh.
And then the door's locked. Do you break a window? Do you
break the window? And we're going down the cellar.
All right, so we're really gonna explore this time. So we're gonna go.
Yes.
No rocks.
We're going to the cellar.
If something breaks, all right, I'm getting there. We continue anyways this time instead of leaving for medical attention. So, feeling scared, you want a weapon. Do you choose? I think now we see where this is all ending.
Okay.
Actually, this is different. Do you choose a dusty broom handle? I'm not this drunk, so this one was definitely different. A ceremonial dagger.
A ceremonial dagger, 100%.
Yeah, we should definitely pick that because that should be in an empty house. Rufus suddenly turns insane and starts attacking you. Do you stab him with the dagger or run?
You got to stab him with the dagger.
I know, you got like that's what I was saying. Like I'd shoot him if he was chewing my jugular. You run home covered in Rufus's blood. You're alive, but at what cost? You dream of your dog every night until you can't take it anymore, committing suicide 2 years
What? Does any road not lead towards death in this story?
You mean not death?
No. I'm just looking at it. Okay.
All right, that's all I got. I think that's everything. I don't think we've or missed anything, left anything uncovered in this. But that was interesting. Many different ways to die. I feel like I died the quickest somehow.
Yeah, you did. Jugular.
Yeah, like it's stupid.
Okay.
I mean, I guess it's nice.
No, we're gonna find out what happens here. Okay. See, Rufus kills you anyways if you run away, by the way. So there's only one route, okay? There's only one route in this story that goes towards life, if I had to say.
You're kidding me.
No, everything leads toward death in this story. Every single one.
Well, look, it is Halloween, so I guess it kind of makes sense.
Some guy commented, "This is really fun. I backtracked a choice each time I died." Every time I died. It's okay.
Right. That's great.
Okay. I think that just about does our Halloween special on a dark note here.
I think so too. And here I thought this was going to be a 30-minute runtime. This is.
I told you.
You were wrong too, bro. You're like, an hour, maybe 45.
Well, now we know it's an hour and a half.
I know.
The audience will be delighted.
But it was fun.
Yeah, I think it was fun. I think it was better than the Sassus.
I think so. I mean, it was more fun, I think, than the Sassus. Like the Sassus was like a little more formal. Like you had to wear a suit and tie. This is just like, let's shoot the shit,
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm most interested. All right. I've got one more category to round us out.
Another one?
Just came to me.
Okay,
should be pretty easy.
This is the last one.
It's going to be a top 3. We're not doing 5. And then we're going to call it a day. Night.
Last category of the Halloween special. Zach, present it.
You heard it. All right. After sitting through this entire episode, what are the top 3 movies you now want to go watch?
Get Out. Get Out. 28 Weeks Later.
Is that a movie? It's a movie, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
I don't know what the third one I want to watch is.
You should go watch Tucker.
I'll go watch the. Did you say The Night Before Christmas?
No, Tucker, Dale versus Evil.
No, I don't want to watch that.
You should. It's funny, bro.
I would go watch Hubie's Halloween before I go watch Tucker.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because Adam Sandler. That's why.
All right, Adam Sandler's good, but the movie's funny though. I find it funnier than Hubie Halloween. Clearly,
I think I would watch Harry Potter or Hocus Pocus.
Okay, I'm gonna go with one you probably like and two you loathe entirely, just like the Grinch. Space Odyssey, Hereditary, and Midsummer.
Okay. I'll also add Halloween to the list.
Okay. I actually have not seen that yet this season.
Like just sitting there with like my family and just watching all the Halloweens. Like just watch one through all the asinine number of Halloweens.
Bro, there's like 13 or something.
Yeah, we'll watch them all.
I think I watched one in theaters recently. Like a year
You know, another movie that's very good that I wouldn't mind watching again is Don't Breathe.
Yeah.
Very good. I also wouldn't mind watching Walking Dead season 1 again.
All right. That's good. How many seasons of The Walking Dead are there? Because I dropped off.
Too many.
Dude, I dropped off. I want to say like season 8.
I lost interest after they bashed Glenn's brains in.
I carried on a little farther than that, I think.
Honestly, the show drops off immediately after the first season. Immediately after. The only shining moment in the second season is the showdown between Rick and Shane. That's the only shining moment. The moment that the AMC decided to fire Frank Darabont, the guy who directed Shawshank Redemption, the moment they got rid of him, the show went downhill. The season with the governor had its moments, but was dumb. Okay, the governor amasses an entire army to go to the prison, and in a fit of rage, guns down every one of his people. Okay, it's the stupidest premise. Negan.
I haven't even seen any of it with Negan.
They want to redeem Negan so bad. There is no redemption to come back from after you bash a beloved character's brains in. It's like the show writers don't understand that this character is not somebody who can be lovable. There's no scenario where Maggie and this character should get along that doesn't absolutely betray the ideals of all of the characters you've grown to love to the point. Yeah. The other shining moment in Walking Dead that comes back is when Rick tells, this is not a democracy. That, when he's talking to the chick from Woodhaven, I forget or Alexandria, that Rick was one of my favorites when he bites the guy's ear off. Like that, when the more savage Rick Grimes gets is great. Anyways. Sorry, I don't even know what we're talking about.
I will say though, I don't remember what episode it was, but I feel like if I recall correctly, it was a focus on Daryl and The Walking Dead. It was like earlier on in the show, and it's a song from Vauxhall Broadcast called "You Are the Wilderness." I love that song.
Walking Dead to me is, the pilot of season 1 is one of the all-time greatest TV pilots ever. And it came out in October of when. Can you look up when did season 1, episode 1 premiere? I think it was. I think it might have been Halloween.
Huh.
Halloween of like 2011.
October 31st, 2010.
2010. Yeah,
wow.
I was right. Yeah, I remember.
What a day to air.
I'd hyped it. At that point, I was like in my bag in terms of finding out shows that were gonna green light and stuff like that. But
man, I was in high school then.
I was in high school. High school at the time.
But we were at different ends of high school at the time.
Well, you were what, sophomore?
What would I be? I would have been 14. So freshman,
sophomore,
right?
probably. Sophomore, I think. Anyways, all right, we're boring the audience. Let's get out of here.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Story Archives Halloween Special. You can find this podcast anywhere you find podcasts, Apple and Spotify primarily. You can visit us on YouTube at Soapbox Podcast Network. And for all other things, including our email, you can visit our website at soapbox.house and find whatever you need there.
Also, we are covering Penguin on HBO right now. Check it out. I also have to catch up on Pachinko. I appreciate you all reaching out to me and saying, please continue Pachinko. We love the Pachinko coverage. I love it too. I just need to catch up on all the episodes that I've missed so far. So bear with me. I'm going to do a mass episode that's going to cover everything that has been uncovered so far. And to all of you out there, this is our only Halloween special of the month. We hope you have a happy Halloween. We hope you have a happy Thanksgiving. Hey, maybe we'll do a Thanksgiving type episode like this. Although for some reason, Thanksgiving has no music associated with it, but I think we could maybe I feel like Christmas deserves one. I don't know.
Christmas 100% deserves one.
Thanksgiving, we got to really think. We got to really think about Thanksgiving.
We just got to put some like autumn vibes in there, man. Like you got to paint your walls green and get some leather chairs and, stuff like that.
Okay, cool.
I don't know what else goes for Thanksgiving. So if you have any ideas, let us know.
We hope you all enjoyed this episode. Please leave us your top 5 scariest movies of all times and which one scarred you the most. Leave us your scariest scarred story of scary movie that you've watched. Drop it in the comments. We love reading those. And subscribe to the pod, rate it, whatever you want to do. Thanks for tuning in. And if this is your first time ever listening to a Story Archives podcast, welcome.
And goodbye.
Or see you later, Zach. You don't have to be so long.
All right, sorry. I mean, I thought it was a nice close. All right, see you soon. See you in the next one. Peace.
Right. Bye.